one of the most important questions of Microsoft Word that comes in your exam in regular basis. So in your exam, that is BCSL-013 practical paper, this exam is very common. Okay, this is about the mail merge. You are asked to do a mail merge and create a letter. So topic of letter that may vary, but you have chances in your exam to do the mail merge. So just we are going to solve this question today in this class. See, you have been requested by the company's management to organize a tour for the newly recruited staff. Create a standard cover letter to inform all the newly recruited staff. Use mail merge feature to generate the customized letter. You need to create a database of all the members. Watermark and letter as official picnic. So okay, so this is the question we are going to solve, and you can see these questions carry 12 marks. So what you have to do here, mail merge, right? And you have to execute everything practically. You have to show the output to the examiner, and at last but not the least, you have to write all the steps in your answer sheet. So that is mandatory, writing steps in your answer sheet, how you are going to execute this mail merge process. Each and every step you have to write in your answer sheet, right? So if you missed out the steps to be written in the answer sheet, then you will not get a single mark for this question, even after showing the output, right? Your output will not be granted unless you write down all the steps of whatever you have done, how you have executed this practical project, that you have to write step by step, right? So let us start. You can see I just have written this letter. Okay, so this letter is written. This letter has to be delivered to whom? To the newly recruited staff, right? So one thing is that there could be many staff, but in this case let us assume that there are 5 newly recruited staff. So for those 5 staff we have written this letter, right? And all those staffs have their own name. So what is not common? The common thing is that this same letter will be delivered to 5 staffs, or there could be 50 staffs, or there could be 100 staff, or even 500 staff. So this is the common factor. This thing is common. But what is not common? That is the name of each and every staff, the address of each and every staff, the city, the state, the district, the pin code, the contact number, this thing of each and every staff, that is not common. So each and every staff has their unique, their own detail, right? But this letter is common. Okay, so what this mail merge feature does? So this mail merge feature help us to deliver a common letter, right, to number of staff or number of friends or any number of person. Okay, a common subject, a common letter, or a very common project can be delivered to as many number of persons. So they could be any persons, right? And all the persons have their unique own detail. So detail is varying, but the project is same. Assume if we had to write separately 500 separate letter for 500 person, where the project is common, but as because we are going to send content which is same content to 500 separate people, separate address, same thing has to be written many more times. To that is why we can use this mail merge feature to eliminate time. So how we can eliminate time? Because you can see over here that I have written this letter. Now all other thing will be unique. So let us start. First you have to go to this option, that is mailing option, right? So we have to create database of the uncommon factors. So what are the uncommon factors? We know what are the uncommon factors. That is the individual detail of each and every stuff. As I told you, there could be many stuff, 500, 100, 50, but as for this topic, for this question, let us assume that there are 5 stuffs only. So we are going to take only 5 stuffs detail. So first you have to go to mailings, and then select this, select recipient here. Now go and just choose this option, type new list. Now we are going to create the database. So first thing we will be doing, that is here we will click this option, new entry, right? Okay, delete entry option will delete everything. And if you go and click here, customize column, one thing you can do, you can just customize all the column. We don't need this many number of column. So the thing we need, we will keep it over here. We need first name, we need last name, we need not require the company name, right? Because company is sending letter, no, we are sending this letter to individual. Who is sending? Company is sending. So we did not require all those things. Let it be this address line 1, address line 2, city, zip code. Zip code means pin code. This thing we don't need, right? Home phone we don't need. Okay, email ID we don't need. Work phone, delete that. Okay, this thing delete. We will add pin code. Now 2 things we will add over here. See everything has deleted. Whatever title were there, whatever fields were there which we don't need, that we have deleted, but we are going to add to further title. The first one is pin code, right? We have added the pin code. Another thing we are going to add, that is mobile number. Okay, so this many number of field we are going to keep, right? So let us start writing. First name will be Vikas, second name will be Dotto, address will be and second line address will be city will be, right, and state West Bengal, and pin code okay. Now new entry. So you can see I have completed the entry. So this is how we are going to create a database. So in this database we have the detail of 5 staff working in that company, right? So now let us save this. So just click to OK. So now we have saved. So we are going to save this thing in desktop. Let us give a name. I will give a name. So this is how we are going to create a database, and the database will be saved on the at your desktop only. At your desktop the database will be saved, right? So the database has been saved at your desktop. So let us see. we can see this is the database where we have the detail of 5 staff, unique individual detail of 5 staff, and this is the common letter which we have created. See, common letter. So this letter will be sent to those 5 staff. The content will be same, and we are not going to copy or repeat this thing for each and every staff. We are going to implement the mail merge process. So see what we have to do. Okay, let us start. So we have completed creating the database, right? And now let us start. Here I will add 2 first name, right, followed by last name, and then so go to insert. So just write down all the steps how to be executed. Write down the step. So we have completed creating the database. Now we are inserting all the field which we have created in the database. We are inserting all the fields into this letter one by one. So see, address 1, right, here address 2, right, after that add the city, okay, then followed by state, okay, then followed by pin code, and after that you can do one thing, you can add the mobile number. So you can see how we have prepared, right? So what we have done, we have just added all the field of the database which we have created, right? From where have we got all this thing? From this menu, that is under the mailing insert merge field. So everything you have to write in your answer sheet, okay? And here dear staff, in the place of the dear staff I will add just the first name, and everything will be as it is, right? So we have done. Now next job is, see here, finished and mail merge. If you want to check from the database, you can see just check the record. If you click here, edit individual document, okay, edit individual document. So you will have this option over here, right? So if you click all, that means there are in the database 5 staff. So the document will be created for all those 5 staff, right? If you click here, that means the document will be created only for the current staff, right? And current staff means staff number 1, that is in the database the row number 1, right, the row number 1. If you click this option, that means you can customize the number of rows. Let me show you one by one. So if I just do one thing, if I select current record, right, and click OK, we can see this thing has been created to Vikas Dotto. Here is the address of Vikas Dotto, and city West Bengal, and pin code, right, then contact number, and also dear Vikas, here also it has been printed. So this letter is ready. Why? We can see we have selected now one means the first row of the database. The record will be created on the basis of the first row of the database. Now if I do one thing, so if I make it 3, that means record 3 will be pulled from the database, and as per whatever data is there in the row number 3 in the database, that data will be affected to this document. Let us see what we have written, 3. Now we will put this option. Let us click to this option, finished and merge. Now edit individual document. Now I will go to the current record. Now see, that is row number 3, Shukanga Sen. So her database has been implemented. So row number 3 in the database, Shukanga Sen, her database has been put into a document over here, right? So now let us do one thing. Again select edit individual document. Now if I use this option from 2 4, that means 2 3 4, 3% data will be affected to it, right? Now see, in this document we have created 3% data, that is row number 2 to row number 4, row number 2, row number 3 and row number 4. See, this was there in the row number 2, Sonali Gupta and her detail. These are the detail of Sonali Gupta. In the second letter you can see Suganga Sen, her detail is over here, Suganga Sen, and here you can see Kamal Kanti Roy. So all three documents has been prepared, right? Now in this case what we are going to do, we will go to edit individual document and click all means all the data, all the rows. So there were how many rows? 5 rows for containing the data of 5 staffs. Here we have prepared letter for all those 5 staffs. Can you see? The letter of all those 5 staffs has been prepared, right? So I hope you have understood how you can implement the mail merge. So write all the steps, you should write all the steps, then you can get this 12 marks. Okay, now let us solve this question number B, right? Question number B. So it carries 2 and 2, 4 marks. So we are asked to type this thing. It's very easy to type this thing. We will take a new file. See, so we have to type and show this thing, right, in the our exam sheet. Also you need to write all the steps, how you have written, how you have used the option. You have to let the examiner know by writing the steps, right? So see, A5, B6, C7, A5, right, B6, right, and C7. Right? Can you see now? Now see, pay attention. Here this thing has been used. How? See, select 5. Now what is this? This is called superscript, right? So superscript, you have to implement the superscript. So right, how you have done it, you have to write in your text, right? You have to write it down in your copy, in your answer sheet. Now you can see out here D8 E9, D8 E9, D8 right. Now D8 Can you see? Have you understood? So you have to write all the steps. You have to write all the steps properly. Then only you can get the marks. By just showing the output you will not get marks. Also you have to write the steps. So in this case we have used this method, that is called superscript method, right? Superscript. So you have to write in your answer sheet that after you have written this word and number, you have selected the number. After selecting the number, what you have done? You have used the superscript method. Superscript method is available under the home menu. Under the home menu, this superscript function, this is a function that is available. Okay, method, function, both are okay. Now this one, right? MCN, 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 see, MCN. How this thing will be written? MCN. So let us see. MCN, MCN. This is superscript, right? And this is subscript. Okay, this is subscript. So under the home we can get superscript and subscript, both we can execute, right? AMCN, this is how it has been written. Check it out. So I hope you have understood so how this thing has to be written, how you can use the mail merge option. So these are very common these questions of mail merge, and this thing comes regularly in this BCSL-013 paper, right? So if you can just practice this thing, so the topic may be changed. So in this case we were asked to write a letter for a picnic. A company is organizing a picnic, and for the and just on behalf of the management you are asked to write a letter to all the newly recruited staff, and letting them know about the picnic venue and ask them to attend the picnic, and you can write anything else about the ceremony, how this thing will be celebrated. All this thing you can write over there. But as I told you that by using the mail merge, what we can do, a same content can be delivered to number of person, okay, at just eliminating the time concept, right? With minimum time we just can send a common topic to number of person without making that many number of letter, right? So we need not require to write 5 times or 10 times or 50 times the same content, depending on the number of person we have to deliver the data. So once we have just written the content, and by using the mail merge we have just used the data of the candidate from the database, and we can send the same content to number of person, right? So this thing we have understood by the mail merge. So whatever topic will be given to you, but same implementation you have to do in your exam, and don't forget to write down the steps, because unless you write down the steps you will never going to get the marks. So that is important, you have to write down the steps. So thank you. In the next part of the video I will create another important question. I will cover up another important questions, that is of Excel. Okay, from Excel's 16 marks question comes. So very common questions normally comes in each and every year. I will discuss that, how to work with the Excel. Thank you.